didn't say rolling then.
Well, I will say rolling because I know what you're going to do.
It's like recording. Do you know that recording? Have you ever done it before?
Just get on with it.
So, guys, when I say rolling, it means the thing's rolling.
Right.
Rolling. And 3, 2, 1, speed. And action. Look.
Thank you. Welcome to That's Just Ridiculous with me, Guy, and over there, Paul Fryer.
With who?
With me, Guy.
Who's me, Guy?
Guy Kenaway.
Who's Guy?
And over there,
Guy,
Paul Fryer.
Guy, who really are you?
It's very good to be here.
Guy.
Paul was just saying to me...
Who really are you?
Well, what I'm about to discuss. Paul was saying you've got to be nice to someone. It says...
No, wait a minute. Who really are you, Guy?
Oh, Guy Kenaway.
Who are you, Guy?
Well, I can't really go further than that.
No, you can. Well, reach inside.
What? To who am I?
Yeah, who are you in your deepest self?
I am a rather flash, rather clever.
Go beyond that.
Extremely
go beyond
amusing.
This frippery.
And there is nothing beyond, Paul.
There's nothing.
Don't bully me. No, I'm
not bullying. I'm asking you a fucking.
No, you're asking me to go beyond, but there is nothing. What I am is I am a polished and resolved, superficial person.
Is that all you are? Don't you have a spiritual...
Don't say all.
Don't you have a spiritual depth?
That is who I am.
Don't you have a spiritual...
Is that all you are?
Is that all you are?
Don't say all. You can say, is that who you are?
I am a great deal more.
Do you mind? Oh, of course you are.
I am a great deal more than
wiseacre.
No, because I've got depth, Guy, in my personality and character.
You have, I know, you have.
I've got poetry in me.
Exactly. I am on the swimming pool steps.
Why are you like that?
You're in the deep end, diving for pearls.
I wouldn't say I'm in the deep end, but...
You quite often are, actually.
Oh yeah, not in the right way though.
No, I tell you what, actually, Paul. I don't really want to turn this into a therapy session. I'll be honest with you. I'm not ready to turn this into a therapy session. Or maybe I am, actually. You did say to me just a minute ago that you were talking about a friend. Guy, be nice to that person.
Be kind is what I said.
Did you say be kind? And I said to you, I'm always kind. And you
no,
said,
but you're
you're not.
You're not kind.
I always feel I am.
You're quite unkind sometimes.
Let's talk about that.
Do you know why should we talk about that? Is it all you this week?
Well, it was you who started, Paul. Tell me who you are.
I never put it on the pod.
Fine.
You're the one who was to put it on the pod. Fine, let's have Guy's entrails on the table.
Let's talk about you then, darling.
No. Let's get a knife out.
Let's talk about you.
Let's pull all your entrails out.
I'll tell you something funny.
And see what we can read in them.
No, it's not. It shouldn't be like something with a knife. It should be a beautiful unfolding of.
Have you not seen Equus?
Of petals. No.
Have you not seen Equus?
But my.
And I was standing there, and the entrails of the child are in front of me, and my two compatriots are looking at me askance, and the mask is slipping, and I'm wondering if I can keep up this pretense, for if I don't, I'll be the next one on the slab. That's what he says. So I mean, that's
is it Richard Burton?
It's Richard Burton. Yeah.
Richard Burton.
Equus.
Richard.
Yes.
Richard
Burton.
Lovely man.
I love him.
So I was in Paris this week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Flash bastard.
Not really.
You're a bit of a Parisian, aren't you? Really?
No, I wish I was though, because I've been there so many times in my life, and I still can't work it out. I haven't worked out that Notting Hill Gate and Marble Arch are linked by Bayswater. That I haven't worked out in Paris.
No.
I see bits. I see bits that I recognise, and then I cannot work out how to get from one to the other. But on this occasion, I was staying in a new place I'd never been to called the 7th Arrondissement, and it was like bit. Belgravia, Chelsea. Oh, no tourists, basically no foreigners, and let's be honest, no people of colour, because that's how the Parisians roll.
They don't like black people.
They don't.
They don't.
But what they do is they have a very cunning way of sieving them out of the places where the rich folk
They store them in units on the periphery.
They're in the banlieues or whatever. But I really did notice it. It was very monocultural. It was very monoracial. But it was so chic, so nice and lovely. They have ludicrous retail operations. I think I told you about this actually. Like they have an entire shop just selling tea. You know, it's like an inexpensive area.
Guy, that's called a calf.
No, you don't. You can't sit down and drink it. You go in and buy it, and she puts it in a little box.
There's one of them in fucking Covent Garden. It's wank.
Right. Well, is it wank? Because there's another one that basically sold gloves. And on my street was there guys. My mate said,
did you go in the tea shop and buy yourself some tea?
No, I didn't.
What's wrong with fucking Yorkshire tea?
Well,
what's wrong?
I totally agree with you.
With Thai food.
I totally agree. But they had it's like Paul's ripping up some calico in the background. He's got a tent. He's got some canvas, which he's just tearing apart there. They no, and they had a cheese shop there, famous.
What?
My mate said that's one of the most famous cheese shops in the whole of Paris. I went to have a look at it.
And what was in there? Let me guess. Can I guess?
Hundreds and hundreds of cheese. It was,
cheese.
Yeah, I couldn't buy it. Couldn't bring it.
I want to say something nice about the French now.
I tell you, the French women. They're wasted on those men. The men are fucking wankers.
Wait a minute, guy. That's a bit of a fucking sweeping
The men are, but the women are. I don't know. I didn't meet one.
I
didn't talk to one. I just sat in my little cafe.
Down the nose at English people. When I was a kid, I fell in love with a French girl.
Oh, me do.
Me do.
Janine.
Janine.
Anyway, she was
called
lovely.
Janine. Did you listen to that song wistfully?
No, the song was way after her.
Oh, right.
Way after her.
Was it written for her?
I don't know. But she was lovely, and I just wanted to have some kind of physical contact with her. I was probably about 14. I could just stare at her.
With Ev.
Ev, was it? Where did you run into her? School trip?
Sambriac Sur-Mer.
Is that with the family or school?
Family.
In a camping holiday. What a fucking genius fantasy situation for a 14-year-old. I was in a resort in Switzerland, and she was in another hotel with her parents.
Oh dear!
I was absolutely no fucking way. And furthermore, my cousin, who was a bit older than me and bigger than me, had taken control of her. Even though I thought she was like more interested in me, but he just like completely sort of monopolised the. So I sneak little looks at her. He's about a year older than me.
I've had an older boyfriend and didn't even look at me twice. I was like. She was like a goddess. You know when they're looking in that pond in Jason and the Argonauts? She was one of them in the robes looking in that pond, in that smoky pond. And I was like one of those insects like scuttling around on the floor.
Do you think that she's maybe, at some point in the last few years, she sat around with her mate, as we are now, saying, I was once in this campsite, and there was this guy, he's from a place called, very romantic place. He was from Leeds.
I don't know. Anyway, he was pathetic, but I kind of
he said to me that his family had this game where they pretended to be poor, but actually he was a prince in the country that he came from, but that his father had this thing, and we had to learn how to be with the people.
Is this stupid fantasy of him back?
So I'm just thinking of you. The bullshit that you would have.
Stop rubbing the salt in the wound.
Anyway,
see, where was I with kindness?
I think
again about kindness. You see, that wasn't very kind, was it?
Oh, for fuck's sake! What
guy?
You this is like I'm serious.
Guy, that wasn't very kind.
No. But it was funny, and I even made you laugh.
That's one of my memories.
And I even made
of my childhood memories, a very sweet memory.
And I'm trampling.
I'm trampling and poking holes in it.
I'm developing them and having.
Why don't you just wipe your bum on it? Why don't you?
Paul,
you horrible man.
No, Paul, hold on. What's happened to you? You've gone all kind of soft. It's like Margate's gone all soft and hippie. We've been in the hippie place in Glastonbury. Now you've moved to Margate. You've gone all soft.
Excuse me. Where have I moved to?
Be nice.
Fucking get it right.
It's nice to be nice.
You know, where do you live? In fucking in Winchester.
You live in Constable, don't you?
Guy, if you're going to stay where I live...
It's Whitstable.
Yeah, well, still be a twat. Sorry. You bumhole.
But seriously, Paul, have you gone all bland on me?
What do you think of Charles Bukowski?
Hard to say, because I have a prejudice against him, but actually, as I listen to him, I find it harder to find a really firm hook to hang my prejudice on.
I heard something by him the other day, or rather read it.
Yeah. And I don't think it's bad.
And I thought of you.
Oh, great. Far away.
Shall I read it to you?
Is it about a talented...
It's called So You Want to Be a Writer.
A talented young man.
Are you aware of it?
Talented man from...
Guy.
I believe I do know it.
Do you know it?
I think so, yeah.
If it doesn't come bursting out of you in spite of everything, don't do it. Unless it comes unmasked out of your heart and your mind and your mouth and your gut, don't do it. If you have to sit for hours staring at your computer screen or hunched over your typewriter searching for words, don't do it. If you're doing it for money or fame, don't do it. If you're doing it because you want women in your bed, don't do it. If you have to sit there and rewrite it again and again, don't do it. If it's hard work just thinking about it, don't do it. If you're trying to write like somebody else, forget about it. If you've had to wait for it to roar out of you, then wait patiently. If it never does roar out of you, do something else. If you first have to read it to your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your parents or anybody at all, you're not ready, Don't be like so many writers. Don't be like so many thousands of people who call themselves writers. Don't be dull and boring and pretentious. Don't be consumed with self-love. The libraries of the world have yawned themselves to sleep over your kind. Don't add to that. Don't do it unless it comes out of your soul like a rocket. Unless being still would drive you to madness or suicide or murder, don't do it. Unless the sun inside you is burning inside your gut, don't do it when it's truly time. And only if you've been chosen, it will do it by itself, and it will keep on doing it until you die, or it dies in you. There is no other way, and there never was.
That's the kind of sort of thing that's really, really appealing to sort of 19 and 20-year-old first year.
He's not a 19 and 20-year-old.
No, but that's who his audience was.
How old is the man when he wrote this? He mentions computers, so it can't have been that long ago.
But basically, he wrote for adolescents, Bukowski. I've never really met an adult who takes him seriously.
You're right,
I mean, they don't. He's got a great passion, a bit like Kerouac or. So
you don't take him seriously?
Because he can't. He's got his technique is shit. Look, he just repeated the same phrase.
Don't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
not shit. It's just like it's very childish. It's very adolescent. It's angry and passionate.
Yeah, but
it doesn't have any. It doesn't. What the thing is that most other writers say, most of it is incredibly hard work.
Isn't that just?
If you're not, he's saying basically it's not hard work.
That sounds like
whereas every writer I know, every writer I know who's listen to me for a moment. Every writer I know who's any good says most.
You don't say listen to me for a moment.
Because I listen to you.
Interesting. That wasn't me. That was Bukowski.
Oh right, sorry. I thought I counted it as you.
That was not me.
Well, don't read it out then if you don't back it up.
Right,
but the thing is that most of it I think is quite hard work, and he fails to.
He's unkind,
he's not unkind, but he somehow fails to mention that the key ingredient, which most writers would say have said, is it's incredibly hard work, and it doesn't come just like that. Just like for a musician, to a footballer, they actually have. It looks like it does.
I was trying to say something to you, guy.
Because he doesn't know.
First thought, best thought. Allen Ginsberg.
Yeah.
Bollocks. That sounds to me like he's just saying the same thing that Ginsberg said.
Yeah.
Which I always thought was a bit like, look at me, I don't have to edit.
Yeah. I agree with you. I agree with you. And it's actually the kind of the idea of a poet being a kind of romantic sort of savant rather than a hard-working craftsman. And most of the really good writers, they're very hard-working craftsmen. What did you eat today? Anyway, so I went to Paris. I went to Paris, and yeah, it's nice. But they've had a big strike. I had to get out before the strike came, Paul. Have you read about the strike?
Yeah,
they got a big strike on there. Yeah.
But we were there when the real stuff was going on.
Yeah, the Gilets jaunes, actually. This looks more intense, actually.
Does it?
This looks more intense, yeah.
Well, it's more grassroots, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And then I came back, so everyone was trying to get on the airplane, everyone was trying to get out. And there was like a very, very gay cabin attendant. Is he called a cabin attendant? What are they called? I know.
No, Guy,
but it was funny, and I thought, he's a real screamer, a real woofter. And
Guy, that's not real.
Can I not say that?
You're not allowed to say that.
That's what, screamer or woofter?
You're not allowed to say either of those things.
He was just camp. And he was like...
How do you know? You don't know anything about his sexuality.
Well, let me tell you, I thought I did, because let me tell you what happened, Paul. The reason I'm telling you the story, I'm not just... Stop doing it. I'm not just telling you the story, but I met a gay bloke. There's a point to this story, Paul.
Well, what is it then?
Well, when...
You don't meet many gay people, do you?
I thought, he's a bit gay. And then I noticed him walking down.
You don't know if he's gay or not.
And I went to sleep for a bit, okay? And then I woke up.
No, I don't want to hear this.
And he came forward.
I don't want to hear this.
Came down the aisle, Paul.
No, Guy.
And I thought...
No, this is a fantasy of yours.
He cannot really be doing this.
This is a fantasy.
Because we were just on the flight, okay, and he just walked down the aisle and he just looked at every single man's crutch. He stared at it. He was coming towards me, and I thought, that fucking saucy guy.
Who were you travelling with?
I'd woken up. I'd been asleep. I woke up.
What was the name of this airline?
It was easyjet. And he just walked down and he just looked at each man's crutch and then came. And in fact, what happened was that I'd slept longer than I thought, and we were landing, and he was looking for the seat belts. But I didn't realise that. I just thought we were in the middle of the flight.
You horrible person.
And he was just like coming down and checking out all our tackle. But in fact, we were landing. The flight was over, and he came down and he gave me a nice goodbye.
So what was the point of this horrible story?
Just waking up and seeing this guy, and I'm thinking, he's a bit fucking blatant. He's a bit blatant.
He wasn't being blatant.
Because he was like, the way he leant down.
It's not interesting, your tool.
I thought it's not a time for seatbelts. I didn't really think it would be that, but I'd slept. Anyway, that was that.
Guy.
Got back. Where was I? Flew into Bristol into Cheddar International, as we call it.
Guy.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you on about? A gay man looked at your bollocks and you flew into Cheddar.
We arrived in Cheddar and got back to Blighty.
Is this what I've travelled 2 hours from Whitstable to here?
Well, no, I don't know. Well, you make some conversation.
Guy,
what's up?
come on, look up.
I am.
Let's have something.
No, I've said something.
Put something on the table. I read out that very interesting thing by Bukowski and you dismissed it.
Okay, all right. What about kids being hungry today? Do you hear a lot of politicians going on about there's a large number of children hungry? Do you ever read? You probably wouldn't have. Did you ever read a book called Just William?
Kids should be hungry.
No, just
is that what you're getting at?
Hold.
Do you ever read that book, that Tory book
Here we go.
that posh people read called Yes, Why Shouldn't Poor People Be Hungry?
No.
.com.
No, typically for you picked up the wrong stick and you've headed off in the wrong direction.
No.
Luckily, by this time next week, it's all going to be over because the election results will be in and we'll have you back where you belong for 5 years. Anyway, Paul, listen to me.
Cocksucker.
Listen to me.
But he won't, Guy.
Okay.
It's going to be a hung parliament.
Don't worry, I'm ready to lose.
By the way, we're just saying, ladies and gentlemen, we are roughly a week before the
we're coming up to the election, and I believe Paul.
If you don't know what that is,
I think
the erection.
But I don't know. But I think Paul's going to vote Tory, although he cannot bring himself to tell me.
No, I'm voting for Jo Swinson. I just think she's so cool.
All right, okay. Have you got a vote?
The stuff she says.
Have you got a vote in Whitstable?
Yeah.
What's the constituency there? Tory, isn't it?
It's a swing seat.
Is it?
With 1,200 Labour majority.
Labour Tory.
Labour Tory.
Oh, that'll be a very key one then. Have you had a lot of politicians down there?
It's very key, Guy. That's why I moved.
Hey, Paul, stop being silly. Have you had a lot of political? Have you seen politicians down there?
What do you mean?
Well, have the big guns been down there? Has Corbyn been there?
What, have they been round my house?
No, just in the high street and all that. Have you been aware of it?
Well, I haven't seen any there.
No, they tend to be spending more time up north, although there are a lot in Wrexham, I noticed.
They're not bumming around there much.
I'm surprised with 1,200. You would have thought they would have.
Yeah, you'd think so.
Yeah.
I've been down there.
Anyway, can I just go back to what I said? Anyway, I'm pleased to hear it. Can I just finish my point?
Don't dismiss what I said.
I just was in the middle of a point.
Interested in what?
No, I am really interested. Hold that thought.
Canvassing.
Hold that thought. Hold that thought, because I was going to make that point, which is actually...
Got any facts?
No, I haven't, but which I think the listeners would be interested in. Richmond Compton wrote Just William, sequence of books.
Oh, not this again.
Stop being so dismissive, Paul. Listen.
Just William. It's a load of wank. It's like fucking Enid Blyton.
Do you know what I'm going to say?
It's the middle class people, Guy. No one's interested in just tossing.
All right. Can I make this point then?
Yeah, all right,
in fact, you make the point more.
Go on.
It's about.
Go on.
Wait
a minute. Guy's now going to talk about Just William.
Yeah, not for long, for a bit.
No,
I'm going to make a point.
It's a story about a middle class boy.
Yeah, it's about a group of boys.
Family.
What's he called? He's called William.
About boys.
His friend's called Ginger.
Please carry on.
And the girlfriend's called Molly. She's called Holly or Molly. I can't remember. She's a kind of goody. And they are fairly middle class. And it was Richmond Compton found a way of actually writing about adults through the children's eyes. But the point is this. Is that despite the fact they're middle class, nearly every single plot...
Are you getting this?
Just listen.
It's fantastic.
Just listen. Nearly every single plot, and all the books, and I know all the books, I don't know them all, I read them all, revolves around one thing. Shall I tell you what it is?
Can I guess? No, let me guess. You've asked me. I'm now going to guess. It revolves around one thing.
Yeah.
Shall I guess?
Please.
Snobbery.
No.
And can I have 3 guesses?
Yeah, okay.
Him trying to get in the knickers of Molly.
No.
You made a face there which suggests that I might be partially right.
No, it's not partially right. It's totally wrong.
Third guess.
They're
right. They're basically hanging around like in a bus shelter, smoking like pot and drinking like.
We're talking about Just William. They were
exactly.
In the 50s.
What the fuck are we talking about?
Well, let me tell you.
It's got no relevance.
Oh my God, you're so resistant.
I'm not resistant.
You're so resistant. Hasn't no one interrupted you since you left my company last week? Because I think that you can benefit from a bit of interruption.
No,
I'll be honest.
You normally interrupt me, and this week
just listen to it. Every single plot revolves around food. Just listen, Paul. It's interesting what I'm saying. He is always trying to get another donut. They are always trying to get a cake. They're always trying to scrump apples, because Ginger, William, are always hungry. And I remember my school, I was always hungry. I was always hungry because I'm a little growing 13, 14-year-old boy, 8, 9, 10-year-old boy. We scarfed the food at school was a vital part of the day. And the idea that no children should ever be hungry, to me, just doesn't ring true. It doesn't ring right.
So you think they're going to make them all fat by doing this?
Well, all I know is if you put a tray of donuts in front of me when I was 12, do it now. And I'll do the same thing. And when I was 12, I'd have scarfed the lot, and I was constantly complaining I was hungry. I was always walking. What's for tea? What's for dinner? I was always hungry.
Yeah, I was.
That's what kids are.
Yeah, I know, but
and this idea of saying it's making a huge political point out of it.
Yeah, but that's not the point, Guy. You're missing the point.
No, I know they're making other points, but they're making that one
this
as well.
This is a typical.
For fuck's sake! Why do I have to like
straight over your head? Because what you're thinking is, it's all about children being hungry, and of course children should be hungry. We would have a sandwich
they'd all be like fat lardos.
We would have a sandwich in the afternoon when I was a child. We would often have a cucumber sandwich.
I don't know why I do
Now,
it.
I'll tell you something, Guy.
I know
do you know
what
it is? They've got no fucking money to eat, and they're having to go to fucking food banks. Is that all right with you?
That's a different thing.
No. Exactly.
That's
and you've copied it onto Just William with kids being hungry. Jolly hot.
But they used to steal.
I say, Ginger,
they used to scrump apples.
Some apples.
They used to scrump apples.
I say, Ginger, wouldn't you like a donut right now? Oh, yes, I really rather would.
Cheers.
You
have a real problem with class, Paul. And I think you need to understand that we're all in this together. You have a real problem with class.
We're all in together as long as you've got all the money.
Paul, you are one of the richest people in this country. You're in no debt. You are one of the richest people in this country.
I'm one of the richest people in this country.
Yes, you are.
Guy.
Because 99% of them have debt.
Yeah, do you know what, Guy?
And so please stop giving me your kind of, your sort of...
Yeah, but it's when you say things like that, it's not that I've got an attitude about wealthy people or posh people, and it's not that I'm an inverted snob. What it is, guys, when you give an example like that, which is so fucking palpably out of touch, which is so fucking obviously ridiculous, and doesn't have any fucking bearing on actual people who can't pay their bills, who can't live.
Yeah.
Get your fucking head straight.
That's quite unfortunate.
It is, and that's what's happening now.
No, hold on a moment.
Whatever his name is. What's his name?
He's called Boris Johnson.
He's Ginger, basically, who grew up having strumped his apples, isn't he?
I find it a bit hard to believe he's going to win this election because
Me too.
the argument.
Because he's a fucking knobhead.
I think one of the reasons is
get Brexit done. We're going to get Brexit done.
Yeah, well, I think that's a reasonable thing to say. Come on, let's get through that. And that is reasonable to say that.
Not on a loop.
Yeah, and I agree. It's very Theresa Mayish. I'm surprised that they took that because he doesn't have to be on a loop. And I would have said if I'd been in that meeting, look, that's what we do with Theresa May.
It's not the only loop.
Strong and stable. It was a total fucking disaster. Let's not loop him. Let him freestyle. But they're obviously like, you can't let this man freestyle. Well,
Yeah.
Do you want to put a little bet on the outcome of the election?
Yeah.
Because I don't think I've got enough money.
I bet it's on Parliament.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, hold on.
I'll bet you 200 quid right now.
Well, yeah.
200 quid.
200 is excessive.
200 now. It's on Parliament.
But Paul,
get your fucking money on the table.
The last time we had a bet, there was a dispute afterwards. I can't remember what the bet was. We had a bet before, and there was a dispute afterwards.
Yeah,
we both thought
you wouldn't pay me.
We both that's
you were
not
wrong,
true.
and you wouldn't pay me.
We both
were wrong, and you wouldn't pay me.
I'm not going to take £200 off you. No. Let me. What
on.
about a work of art?
Money on this. A work of art.
And I will give you. No, it's not.
What are you going to give me?
You don't want a work of art off me.
What are you going to give me?
I don't know. I've got nothing.
I will have nothing.
My phone. No, I don't know.
You've got everything, Guy.
No,
You've got it all, man.
I have. I'm very lucky. But anyway,
being as you recognise that, which is a nice thing. It's good that you recognise your position. Are you going to vote to try and help people then?
Yeah.
How are you going to do that?
Tory.
You think the Tories are going to help
because
people?
A sound economy is the best way of helping everyone.
So, I see. Trickle-down economics. Are we back on that
Here
again?
we go. The most annoying thing is, listener, is that all my friends are left-wing. I'm
not left-wing.
Oh, that's right. Okay, centre-left. All
I'm
of
not
them basically
centre-left.
vote Lib Dem or they're anti-Tory.
I'm not that.
Okay, they're anti-Tory.
Do you know what I am,
And they
Guy?
literally have no Tory friends.
I'm a rabid maniac.
But they're basically, none of them vote Tory. So it's like...
why would you?
Because the Tory people are very boring and dull. That's the only problem. That's the problem with me. Because I like the company of the people who hate the Tories, but I am myself... I don't know, actually, I've not cast my vote.
That should tell you something, Guy, if you think about it.
If the people you like
I'm just a bit,
are actually not Tory, but you feel like you ought to vote Tory and hang out, but you don't want to hang out with the other people that do.
No.
That should tell you something.
No, avoid them more.
That you're a dickhead.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's that I'm prepared. That unlike you lot, I can separate politics from my private life. Because it takes a measure of sophistication to do that. The measure of...
I separate politics from my private life. Of course I do. I don't hate people.
There are lots of people who go, I would never fuck a Tory. Have you seen that as a T-shirt?
I love fucking Tories. Like this.
Is that Japanese food?
Katori. Like this guy.
Oh, stop it, Paul, for God's sake.
Like this guy.
No, that's Paul, that's my pen. Don't do that to my pen. Don't sexually abuse my pen. I don't like it. And anyway, what was that noise? It had nothing to do with sex.
That was a drill going into the scalp.
That's not sex, Paul.
I never said it was sex. You said it was sex.
Oh, sorry, right.
I said fuck him.
Oh right, okay, right, yeah.
Boom, boom.
Right.
Boom.
No, Paul, we mustn't get onto physical violence. And luckily, we've got a table between us today. So that's
Guy.
So I was in
Shall
Paris.
I draw a picture of you now?
No, I was in Paris.
Let me put it on the pod. Let me draw a picture of you.
Yeah, but we've got to start putting some more pictures up on the pod.
Give me
There's been a number of things. There's been a number of...
Give me a piece of paper. I'm going to draw a picture of it now and we'll put it up on the pod. That's no good. It's got writing on it. Can you not have...
What about that?
Fucking paper in it, all right. Let me see
I need
your
to
head.
have it back.
Can you please get your head out of your ass so I can have a look at it?
Hold on.
Okay, here we go.
No, okay. This is
Can you look at me? Don't look over there. You've been looking at me all the time. I start to drive and he looks over there.
Okay, I don't
Are you trying to give me your best side?
Okay, I don't know. I haven't got a best side for
What are you doing?
But this isn't top podding, is it? One person drawing another.
No, but you'll keep. You don't have to stop.
To be honest, listener, I don't like the kind of scrutiny of a photograph being taken. So having Paul stare at me and at
let's get on with it.
He's going to do something nasty. I can feel it coming.
I know I'm doing it on this picture.
When Paul smiles, it's not necessarily a sign that something nice.
I'm an artist.
Something nice has happened.
I can't be mean. I'm unlike you.
It's like, you
love being mean, don't you?
Do you think I do?
Yeah, I think you
Seriously?
do. I think you like it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are soft. You don't like being mean. You are accidentally very mean, but I do it on
Am
purpose.
I really mean?
But I do it on purpose.
Accidentally mean. That's a weird thing to say, guys.
Yeah, but you don't mean it. But whereas I mean it.
You really mean it. You just love being mean to people.
I do enjoy it.
Why do you like that so much?
It's funny, but I'm not really mean, am I?
Yeah,
I tease people.
Guy, you are mean. No, you're not really.
I'm not really mean.
I think if you thought you were really hurting somebody, you'd get very upset, actually. Because you're actually a bit of a softie, aren't you, really, Guy? No, you're not. You're a Tory. So you think this guy? I don't even think you're a Tory. I just think you're a weirdo.
No, I'm not really a Tory. I just like to play this part, a bit the way I do on this podcast.
Is this drawing going to be any good?
The sort of man who goes, look, the thing is that I know... What I think that...
Don't start telling everyone you're playing a role on this podcast after you've gone about for ages
I just think
about how honest it has to be.
I did speak to my friend, the MP, and I said to him, I took him aside,
Which
and I
MP?
said, I did think it's a step too far, his idea of taxing wheelchairs.
No, Guy, that was your suggestion.
But that's the kind of part that I'm kind of always wanting to play of a...
Why is that? What is that about?
Of an extreme...
It's cruelty. Have you noticed, listener, now, how we've gone into like... It's kind of like
I can't move my head.
Artist and subject mode. It's like this weird fucking dynamic that happens when you get. Anyway.
Tell me about that. What do you mean? I think I know what you mean, but tell me what you think.
Well, I just think that's what happens when you're drawing a picture of someone. They kind of go into this kind of weird area of like where they start to talk to you. The conversational
not
dynamic.
being able to move my head because I realise as I talk to you now how much I normally move.
Yeah. I never said you couldn't move your head. I just said you had to look at me. I've made you look really handsome, Guy.
Not difficult. So you're a good drawer then?
I'm not a good drawer.
You're a very good drawer actually. I've got some.
I'm all right. I can draw, but I'm out of practice.
Practice makes perfect, Paul.
I'm determined to make more. This is Guy as a movie star basically.
Oh, that's great. Oh, thank you. I really like that. I hope I look like that.
No, you don't look like that at all.
Do not look like that at all. We're going to put it on the. In fact, I really want to make our Facebook stage a bit more lively, Paul, with some more imagery. We had a picture the other day, didn't we?
Of a cock.
No, you said
cockerel.
Was it the lamia? Things like that.
What?
Let's put it on.
Guy, do you think people need to see that? I think it's time you came on the lamia, actually.
I'm ready. It's polite to be invited, to wait till you're invited.
You know that if you take the piss out of my boat, I'll throw you overboard.
Perfect.
I fucking will, and I will not hesitate. I will take the microphone off.
Do you have a cocktail?
I will take you by the scruff of your neck and your belt, and I will haul you over the side.
What time do we go? What time do we go to our rooms to dress for dinner?
On my ship,
Paul.
On my ship, guy. What's my name? What's my name?
Tosser.
No. What's my name on my ship?
Wanker.
No. Try again.
Paul.
No. What's my name on my ship, guy?
Master Fryer.
Skipper.
Oh, for God's sake, I'm not
or you
doing
can call me
it's
captain.
It's a horrible game.
Or you can call me captain.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Paul.
You can call me
No,
captain.
I'm not doing this. Well, you are degrading homosexual, fantasy.
You!
Out at sea.
Yeah.